Yes, sir. Back with another. We got Terry Cruz on the screen. Jay Marvelous. They saying Jay Marvelous talking about they broke the oath and they took everything. So what happened? What happened with Terry Cruz, bro? I haven't been seeing him recently for real either though. What he in right now? If anybody know, let me know what Terry Crews in right now. What he doing? Let's see what happened though.
Went against them people and broke the oath.
They want me to accept that I'm less than a human being. They literally want me to sign off and say, I am less than you.
Terry Crews got his start after being drafted in the NFL, but after only getting 4 yards his whole career, he would be dropped from the NFL. Shortly after, Terry Crews would audition for the TV show Battle Dome.
I didn't make a lot of money in the NFL because I was so transient. So it was like here today, gone tomorrow. And it was really, really wild. And a friend of mine invited me to an audition. You gotta understand, I never wanted to act, ever. I thought I was a creator. I was gonna be this guy. And the audition was for a show called Battle Dome. And it was like American Gladiators on steroids, okay? And the first thing I ever auditioned for, and I got it. And now my life changed.
Shortly after being bit by the Hollywood bug, Terry Crews would make his rounds as an extra.
You watched the end of Training Day.
Yes.
We've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again. The end of Training Day,
Yes.
right? It's all going down,
Yes.
and it's going downhill.
Oh, yeah.
For Denzel. Going downhill for him. And I look to his, if I'm not mistaken, right, and there's Terry Crews.
That's right.
Standing
Staring
right-
him down. Staring him down.
Now,
He's
how
like,
did-
King Kong ain't got bleep on me. And listen, I'll never forget that night. You have to understand, I showed up just to watch. A friend of mine, he was the location manager, and he was like, hey, man, you can come down. Denzel's working in L.A. You can come down and see Denzel work. I was like, I would love to.
Now, you were already Team Money on the Battle
I
Dome?
was already T-Money. I was like, I was doing my little acting thing,
Okay,
but it was
sure.
like, whatever. And the director, Antoine Fuqua, came over and said, hey, man, you want to be in this movie? And I was like, what? Yeah. And I was actually in another scene in Training Day. He said, take your shirt off and go to the roof. And I was at scene where they were clipping pigeons, where he's like clapping and the pigeons are in the air and Denzel's coming into the cul-de-sac. And then he said, come back every night and I'll put you in different places. So I came back on that night. And there was Denzel's big scene. He said, I want you standing right there. Let me tell you, my mother freaked out. She was like, oh my God, you're in this movie.
I know this ain't got nothing to do with the video. I ain't never saw no Adidas loafer, but as y'all already know, once you climb the ladder in Hollywood, the funny business starts. Terry Crews would take the role as Damon in Ice Cube's movie Friday After Next, where he had to play a gay dude, and he was uncomfortable with the role.
You look at the scenes with Cat Williams and I, it's almost like a intense drama. You know what I mean? Like, and it's really, really interesting too to bring up the Me Too aspect of this thing, because it was comedic, but yet here I was, this guy who was sexually assaulting a pimp. At the time, it was viewed as really big comedy. When you look back at it in a new light, you can almost see it as like, oh my God, like this is really the attitude of, when you're talking about male on male assault, the attitude about this thing was comedic in tone, which has made it really, really hard for men to be believed. And I think about it now in retrospect, and you kind of go, that's really, it's deep. Even I was a part of that. At the same time, I think when Kat and I were doing it, we didn't play it as a comedy.
After being emasculated by Hollywood, he would reap the benefits from playing these roles. But in 2017, Terry Crews would expose one of Hollywood's biggest directors. He would go public and say that the man grabbed him on some horseplay stuff. That sound like the same thing that Ali Vegas said.
Then next thing you know, you get invited to the party with the greeting is the man squeezing your dick. Whoa.
What happened to me has happened to many, many other men in Hollywood. And since I came forward with my story, I have had thousands and thousands of men come to me and say, me too. This is my story. But I did not have the confidence, or I did not feel safe enough to come out, because what happens is you get blacklisted. Your career is in danger. After that, no one wants to work. We're not here.
Shortly after exposing the powers that be, they would dismiss Terry Cruz's case. The Supreme Court would say that this situation passed the statute of limitation. But I find that kind of crazy because it doesn't work the other way around. Terry Cruz would then go on a press run discussing the wicked side of the industry.
Hollywood party, hot famous people everywhere. And here he's Stallone's agent, he's Eddie Murphy's agent, he's Adam Sandler's agent, he's the head of the motion picture department at William Morris Endeavor. And he lost his mind. And look, I pushed him off. He comes back again. I push him off again. I'm like, yo, man, get the fuck off me, man. And he starts laughing. And I'm going, what? Now, I'm feeling so crazy. Now, I'm about to put my hand through his head. And my wife, I looked at her. And this is where I went to, because my wife had seen me. There's a long trail of people who've been knocked out by Terry Crews, okay? So she looked at me, but there was a time, a long time ago, she made me promise that I would not be violent anymore. And that was part of the therapy. It was part of what we're doing. And I realized this was another trial. The Epstein stuff, because what happens, it grows and grows. And you see the secrecy? Mm-hmm. And it grew. And it was under the carpet until the files got open and it stank. And it's nasty. And you see how rank and foul it gets because they all waited and were hoping one day, like I used to. Like literally the world was like, what is it we don't know about y'all? Just like she asked me. And all of a sudden, remember, it will be revealed.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, it will.
Ain't no Terry Crews was going through all this.
We spent $500,000 of our own money. And let me tell you, I would go to home and I said, babe, we can't do this. And wait, and when I did the tweets, I knew Hollywood was over again. Because everybody was like, Terry, you went up against William Morris Endeavor, the biggest agency in Hollywood. I said, I don't care.
And you wouldn't believe the big names that emailed and texted and called us asking him to drop it.
Yep. Big.
Yeah.
Big. And I was like, nope.
Nope.
Nope. We out.
And we were tapped and we were harassed and we were gang stalked and...
Wait, man, I got calls from the heads of people. They're like, look, Terry, you don't want to do this. I was like, man, yes, I do. And don't call me again. Lose my number, bro.
Let me know what y'all think. Terry Crews go too far exposing the higher up, or did he do the right thing?
I ain't know Terry was going through all that, folks. I mean, just in the background doing his thing. But, yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell so you know we come with these videos. You already know what's going on with me, bro. I'm gone.
Cushy, I love it. Hey, cushy, I love to use it. It's therapeutic, flow sick. Be throwing up. It's therapeutic, Glock 6 with extra clip. I'm very suited, money getting.